I don't see the window.
Hello, everyone.
Alex,
Yes.
one moment. I don't see you. I see no window.
Oh, give me a moment. I'll screen share. Okay, should be fine. Okay, we are live. Sorry, we had a little bit of issues starting both streams at once, but it should be okay now, I hope. And welcome, everyone. I hope you are all well. And we were live and starting off strong with a great series in our first official tournament for Olden Era. It is officially hosted by Unfrozen, along with Ubisoft, Hooded Horse, and our partners at Behemoth Lair. And it's a great day to be here. It's a great day to have you here, Anna, with us as well. I am Alex from Unfrozen, one of the community managers and marketing managers, working with the Unfrozen team. And today my co-host is Anna from Heroes Take Turns, whom we collaborated with for almost 2 years now. And it's a pleasure to have you here, Anna.
And hi, everyone. First of all, thank you for inviting me. So I'm Anna from Heroes Take Turns. I will just say a quick introduction about me. Yeah, I started my channel in September 2024, and after hearing the Olden Era announcement, I create content primarily about the Heroes games, currently with a focus on Olden Era, and since 1 year, I narrate Unfrozen's devlogs on their YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's been great to have you working with us and making so many videos and a lot of content so far. That's actually really nice.
Thank you.
All right, let's get started. We have about 10 minutes left, I believe, until the players will be ready to start their own games. And a short introduction to the tournament. There's going to be 16 invited participants. Pretty much all of them are streamers or really high-rated players from Europe region. And they are going to fight for over $5,000 because there are some prizes in items from other sponsors as well. And that's gonna be some great series ahead. I'm hoping for a really good series today as well. The first two players will be StygianOne and Zolzunia. Both of them really high-rated opponents. They're going to be playing a best-of-3 series. Basically, we figured out that we would like to have 3 templates. They will be playing all of them because once you play a template, and the factions will be banned for the next game. So we should see a lot of variety today and for all of the matches, really. And I'm really excited to see what the players can bring to the table and to see just how good these games will be overall.
Nice. Alex,
yeah.
there is a little bit of problem. I don't see the screen. Yeah.
It should be there. I am screen sharing on Discord right now. If you don't see the screen, maybe go to just watch the Twitch stream, Anna. It should be okay as well.
All right.
Okay, what else can I say about the tournament so far? There's gonna be 2 series every week. The next series will be actually tomorrow between I believe Ordelops and Skane. Yeah, I think the next series will be Ordelops versus Skane tomorrow at 2 p.m. CET as well, just like today. And every series will probably take around 4 to 5 hours or so. So we're in for quite the journey today, I guess.
My first time being in or watching an online tournament. Pretty exciting to watch.
It's your first time watching a tournament in Heroes 3.
Yes.
Okay, very exciting then.
Super exciting. I really want to see how they play.
Who's that handsome guy? I don't think I can compare to the pretty girl that is co-hosting with me today. Come on.
Oh, God.
We have to give credit where credit is due. By the way, if anyone has any questions in chat, feel free to ask them. We will try to answer as many as you can throughout the stream as well. Obviously, we're not only casting the games, but we're also here to spend time with everyone that wants to join. It was 2 girls. And yeah, a little bit of information, I guess, about the content to come and everything that we're working on here at Unfrozen. Some of you may have seen already, we've posted, I think it was a few days ago by now, a video with Anna actually narrating our new community update there. And there's a lot of PvE content coming up. We started working with Papi Jama as well, who is creating many maps, including the Mysterious Island, who is a very iconic map throughout the Heroes 3 scene and one of the most popular on Heroes 3 maps as well. And there's obviously more maps other than that even. Also, work is continuing on co-op and alliances. We've shared some screenshots already in the last community video too, so it's going to come soon. And many, many other changes and balance changes and everything you could think of. What do you think is most important for the community right now, Anna?
Well, there were some concerns from the community about the roadmap that there is not enough PvE content. But with this new patch, the next patch, there will be some PvE content like Mysterious Island, Broken Alliance, some scenario, prisoners, which I think it will be awesome for players to play it and enjoy. And
Yes.
I'm also looking forward to play Mysterious Island because it's so famous. I heard it's so famous. I have not played it in Heroes 3, but looking forward to play it in Olden Era. Because I'm also a PvE player. I never played multiplayer. I don't have so much time to play multiplayer because, you need some time, up to 2 hours or less. I have less than those hours to enjoy playing, so I just enjoy playing some templates, some scenarios, some campaign. So I'm looking forward to this PvE content.
Sounds great. Honestly, I've already tested a little bit through the maps, and they are a bit challenging, but I think almost any players will be able to get through them and actually really enjoy the content there. So
Nice.
hopefully
Do
you'll
you
have a
know-
good time.
Yeah, do you know when the patch will be online?
I believe right now it is around middle of August with the next major patch.
Good, sounds good. Looking forward to it.
And there will also be a lot of PvE content added with this patch, along with these maps, of course. But I would say that the co-op and alliances will probably take a little bit longer towards the end of Q3. That's going to be most likely the next major patch afterwards. And to address a little bit the question that you had initially, that the roadmap raised some concerns and everyone didn't really know what's going on with the PvE content and what we're doing and so on. I think that there is a lot of PvE content within the roadmap. Even a lot of the balancing that is done, it is not only done for the PvP, but also for the PvE players so that they can enjoy, obviously, everything that happens in the game without having broken mechanics or something that is too overpowered that nothing else matters and so on. And there will be more and more to share with us, but I can definitely say that the PvE is a huge it's a huge priority right now for the developers. And I think almost all of the work that is going into the game right now is probably focused around the PvE content. So I'm guessing that whoever wants more maps, whoever wants more, PvE mechanics and so on added into the future is very happy right now.
We always want more and more and more. We are never satisfied with what we have. Because we play and we want to explore other maps, other templates. That's the fun of it.
Yeah, I think that the future is very bright for the PvE content within the game, and just have to be patient for everything to come, because the developers are very hard at work, but of course they need time. I cannot promise anyone that, tomorrow you will have everything you ever wanted. Sadly, I'm not a genie.
Yeah, and the game is in early access still. So
Yes, of course. Obviously, the game being in early access means that a lot of work will still be done until the full release, and
exactly.
hoping for the best, basically, to have more and more content and to please everyone in the end. So
Exactly.
all right, I will check with the players in a moment. We can also start now going to the two main cameras here. And yeah, I think the players are ready to start. So the way that the tournament works is we figured to add a certain rule in terms of how to pick and not necessarily ban the factions, but to pick the factions and the templates at the start of the game. We wanted to bring a little bit more fairness. So one player will pick the faction, that is the lower rated player at the beginning, and then the higher rated player will pick the template. Technically, we gave the choice to the lower rated player to pick the template or the faction, but everyone wants to play their preferred faction, of course, so most of them will go for that. And I think the first matchup will be between Hive and Schism, which is actually a very interesting matchup because Zolzunia went straight and picked Hive. That was his main faction, and I'm very impressed. I mean, it's a brave pick.
These two factions I played the least. I'm very curious how they will play. Maybe I will learn something.
I think we'll have a lot to learn from these games. Honestly, they are both very high-rated players. I believe Zolzunia is around 3.1k, 3,100 or so, and StygianOne was above 4,000 even. So he's one of the very high top players in the game right now, even. So
wow.
Expecting some great games, and let's see what they can do. I just gave them the ready.
Very exciting.
But yeah, they are going to play a best of 3. There are heroes bans, as you just asked DPI. They are basically banning heroes in Discord, and the opponent cannot pick the hero that the other opponent is going to ban. Every matchup will have 3 hero bans, and once they play a faction or a template, those will be banned for the next games. Therefore, Hive and Schism, also tournament, Jibo's Outcast tournament, will not be available for game 2 or game 3 afterwards. Looks like they're loading into the game right now, and we are live.
Whoa. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck to the players, indeed. Okay. We are watching StygianOne right now, who is starting off pretty strong here. He sees some XP, he sees some stats, a lot of experience actually right away. He went with Duvri, who is a very decent pick these days for Schism. And I'm guessing most of the time when you start the game out right now, you probably want to get as many level ups as possible, and also to try to find some starting boxes, some Pandora boxes, that will then initiate harder fights and give you this tempo that is required in order to go higher and higher into the maps. Then for our second opponent, let's see how Zolzunia is doing.
Just that I don't really have any mines, or?
Actually, on the background, I actually don't know where that came from. To be quite honest with you, I think it was from one of the streams.
So they start with 2 towns, yeah? And For the second town, are they focusing on economy, on astrology points, or on gold?
This is generally a question about the templates itself, because some of the templates require more focus on astrology, let's say. Some of the templates might require more focus on the faction laws. So it mostly depends on the player's choices. But I think that the generic idea is to get astrology as soon as possible and to have these early control spells, because they really allow you to go into the games a lot faster and to just clear a lot more of the map as soon as you can. But let's see. Both players have 2 restarts each, which means that they can go through a couple of maps until they want to, at least until they want to figure out which one they will play. And we see one of the first fights here being done by Zolzunia. It is very important for Hive overall to keep as many units as possible, because they will require these units later on in terms of scaling. Hive mechanic is very important based on how many units you have in your army. Therefore, you want to do the fights as cleanly and as well as possible. Just now we saw that he used the larva mechanic. He placed the eggs on the ground. And as you can see, the more army that you have, the more of these larvae you will be able to spawn, basically. So for Hive, even keeping some of these one stacks, as we call them, basically you make a stack of army with just one unit in order to either block the paths or to take some retaliations. Even keeping these for as long as you can within a game is going to be very important for our Hive player here. And so far, I would say he's doing pretty well at actually being able to do these fights cleanly. And right now we see that he started finding a Pandora box that is probably doable on day 1. If he can do this, he might be able to keep the map and to go a lot further than normally you would on day 1 already.
Many units, but he already has some spells unlocked. Not bad.
Yes, the hero that he's playing does start with spells. And this is actually one of the balance changes that we're constantly making throughout the game, because we are trying to make as many heroes viable as possible early on. And in order to do that, we often give them some starting spells that will enable them to take fights much easier than other heroes would, that for instance are more might-based, or some of the heroes that are creature-based. So yeah, it's a very strong early hero here with Fireball, and as you can see, he already took a Locus box, which is going to give him that tempo that he needs so badly right now. And he actually finds another box right away. This is a very, very strong start from our Hive player.
Oh.
Meanwhile, let's go back to Stygian and see how he is going here. Looks like he took the observatory. That is also a strategy that is very common in these one hero maps. You're trying to take the observatory as soon as possible in order to see just how much of the terrain you can find on day 1 before you can actually go into the reset phase. Because if you take an observatory, you will see all the content that you have around you, and then you can make better decisions whether to keep the map or not. And honestly, I would assume that looking at this map, he will probably reset, but he's just waiting for his opponent to do the fights. So he does not see a lot right now.
So in Hive units, there's no shooters, so it's very interesting that
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Hive is one of the towns that has lower availability when it comes to preserving your units. Because they don't have these shooters, they have to fight hand-to-hand, sort of, this melee type of combat. And even then, they of course have the long range from the tier 1 creatures, but even with that long range, you sometimes struggle to be able to tell whether you can do a fight or not without losing a lot of the units. Because a single morale, or even a luck hit, or let's say the enemies might have some shooters of their own, and then you know for a fact that you will probably bleed a little bit of your army in order to do one of these fights.
Yeah.
Let's see. Right now, they did keep this, so they might actually be playing this map, which is interesting because I think that Stygian did not have the best start, but he kept regardless. Meanwhile, we see a very strong army on the side of Zolzunia already, having almost 100 parasites and a locust box. He's able to do almost everything around him right now. StygianOne is, I believe, also fighting for a box here. Let's see what the reward will be for this.
So if I understand correctly, the Pandora box offers units, yeah?
In this template, yes.
In this template.
There are some differences between the templates. For instance, on Exodus, you do not have Pandora boxes that offer any units. Those will always be gold, sometimes experience, or even spells. But on Jibu's Outcast tournament here, you do have only army boxes. It's one of the templates, let's say, iconic features to have this kind of high tempo game where you pick up a lot of Pandora boxes, you can break into the next treasury zone right away, and basically whoever farms faster might end up winning the game as well.
Nice. So I played the Exodus template, and I don't remember that. Taking Pandora box to gather some units. That's why I asked, because I don't remember if this template is Jibu's Cross or Helltide or Exodus. So it's Jibu's Cross tournament.
Yes. This is Outcast tournament, and most of as I said, pretty much all of the boxes, not most of the boxes, will be only army. And the main focus for this template overall will be probably for the opponents to try and farm the desert zone as fast as possible, because that zone will have the most content, the best Pandora boxes, and also a lot of artifacts, high-end artifacts that they can then use to win these 3 battles that are ahead of them. As you can see, we already see in the bottom left corner for the players, we can see that they have this timer ticking down, which means that in four turns, I believe, they will already have their first fight. And this is the format for all of the tournament templates, basically.
All right. Good information.
Yeah. It is also very interesting to see Zolzunia that he was actually using, I believe, ground sight to tell where all the artifacts and the resources were around the map. So he would be able to kind of tell his path a little bit better around the biome right now. And he's also doing some really difficult fights already. This is very impressive play from him, honestly. I believe it is day 4, and he's going into some of the hardest fights in the biome.
Wow, impressive, really impressive. I have no words. I will learn a lot from these games.
And this is exactly what I said earlier about the power of spells early on, though. If he wasn't able to have one of these like really strong starting spells, he was never going to have this kind of tempo within the game itself. So it is very important and very strong to have these kind of things.
Early on, yeah. Agree.
Can we get the in-game sound too? That won't be a thing because we would also have to turn their voices on, and then it's going to be very cluttered. So we will sit on our casting only for now. Lead type. Let's see, StygianOne here is doing more and more fights himself. He actually has a very strong army as well. I didn't even notice that he got 2, maybe 3 cultist armies, cultist boxes by now. Which means he, just as Zolzunia, is having a great tempo. and he's going to be able to probably do most of the fights by now already. I'm expecting a timing overall for the desert to probably be on week 1 from both opponents. So just so that they can get that early edge in terms of the first tournament fight. The first tournament fight here is going to be very important because whoever gains this first point will then have a pretty huge advantage further on when they go to the next game. Because you can just go all in on the second game and try to win. And then if your opponent doesn't stand a chance there, they just get to 0'd basically and they instantly lose the game. Also, it's very lucky for him that he plays these 1-stacks everywhere because both Minotaurs morale. Quite a strong fight here. Who would you say is favored to win so far, Anna, in this game?
Excuse me, I was very focused on the game. Which faction?
Yeah, which one of the players do you think has a better chance to win right now?
Oh, well, for me, it's too early to judge. I'm just fascinated by how they play. They play fast. That's normal for a PvP player to play in a fast pace. But I really don't know. Don't know.
We see right now that Stygian found a tier 4 creature box, and he actually has multiple others to go for immediately, which means his tempo is going to be very, very strong within 1 or 2 days. I'm guessing he's probably going to try to get that early tempo into the desert by then. Back to our Hive player. Let's see how he is doing so far. I see most of the army alive. That is very good. As I said, it is very important to keep all of these lower tier units for as long as you can as Hive. And so far, he's been doing an excellent job, I would say. Also, he found not only a tier 4, but also a tier 5 box already in his biome, since he has some reavers. So it is very interesting, very interesting. Very well played so far from both opponents, I would say.
He's strong indeed.
Their choices for everything that they go for is also very interesting. So right now on Karisev, he actually picked sorcery, and then he went into thaumaturgy. And then a little bit unlucky for him, he has a magic immunity break. So his magic is not going to be that relevant onto that break to desert, but honestly, he has so much army by now that I don't think it will matter soon. He can probably just force it on the might units only. And he will also do a fight here that will be slightly painful.
Why?
These are ranged units right now, and they're quite strong as well.
Yes.
But with Fireball, I guess it should be okay. But yeah, as we can see, this is what I meant earlier. When you go into a fight with shooters, you know that you're going to lose 5, 10, 20 units. It's always a bit painful to see, but there's nothing you can really do unless you have really, really strong casting that can get rid of these units on turn 1. Very well done fight so far. I gotta say, I am very impressed by the gameplay so far. Both of our opponents, actually. Okay, back to Stygian. Looks like he is picking up almost every box here that he could find. He went for the Murmurmancer box, which I am not certain what it was yet. Ooh, he found an Arbiter box, actually. That was a tier 6 box on the Murmurmancers. That is very, very strong for him. Now he gets a Concubine box as well on the Frogs here. And yeah, Stygian is in a fantastic spot, I gotta say. He has an extremely strong army, and he is probably ready to go towards the desert already by now. With almost probably perfect stats within the game as well. It is quite interesting to see what the players will focus on as well in terms of astrology or faction low points so far. And it looks like Stygian went mainly for astrology. As I said earlier, this astrology focus will give you the better results later in the game when you can get these spells to really be upgraded. Because the faster you upgrade them, you might get a second dimension, or you might get a second wind, and these will really scale with as many turns as they are. So getting it as fast as you can will provide you a lot more movement points throughout the game itself. And that is very important to get as early as you can, of course. And meanwhile, for Zolzunia, as we can tell, there is no astrology investment pretty much at all, which means there will be a struggle when it comes to the control spells compared to Stygian. But I really like the usage of this exact spell right now, because as you can see, it shows you every fight and it shows you every resource as well. So it's a lot easier to kind of tell where to go with your hero in terms of tempo, basically. Which magic school do you all go for? I always go for Nightshade or for Twilight and Summon Starchild. That is depending on the hero that you start with. That is depending on what you find on the map as well, I would say. Because sometimes you can find a spell in one of the shrines that is very strong. And then, of course, you want to upgrade it as much as possible. So you could simply pick up the magic school that is the same as the spell that you took. The same school of magic. You got an arbiter box, brother. Yes. The Stygian gameplay right now does look quite a bit further ahead, just because of that last turn when I said that he saw 3 extremely good boxes, went for all of them, and now we see basically exactly the continuation that you'd expect. He's already looking towards the break. He has a tier 7 box as well. Wow. That is crazy. It is 116, and he already found most of the high tier boxes within the biome. And because of that, as we just saw, he did a fight for pretty much free. He did not even lose any losses. That was a pretty strong fight as well. But he is just incredibly strong, so it doesn't matter anymore. He's probably going to go straight towards the desert and try to get as much tempo as possible. 42 tier 5s, yeah. Ooh, we actually see a side break. Okay, very interesting, very interesting. So he chose not to go for his main break, but instead he is going to choose to go for a side break on the Hydras here, just because they are easier creatures overall. Therefore, even though it's not going to give him as much tempo as the road break would give him, he's going to use his Shadow Flight in terms of removing the desert terrain penalty, and we'll probably see this side gaming where he is just going to focus on grabbing as much content as possible instead of grabbing as much control within the desert as possible by going towards the desert towns. And right now, I think for Zolzunia, the most important part will be to try and find enough army in terms of breaking as soon as possible. And it's not looking that bad. He actually found his second tier 5 box as well. So he now has 20 rivers and 29 scorpions. He does teleport back to his town. And looks like I don't think that break is doable yet. Vampire Scholars are very strong in terms of dealing with rivers because they have high initiative and high speed.
So Zolzunia, I think it's a female player.
Oh, okay. My apologies. My apologies.
It's interesting. A female player playing in the tournament.
That is
Really?
very good. Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like she's going for a Minotaur fight right now. I mean, I'm guessing she's aiming for the break. Also a side break, but this will be a lot closer to the desert towns because it's closer to the main break that you have on the road, which means the tempo could be better for the Hive player here instead of Schism. Looks like Stygian is indeed doing the break fight. I would say quite well so far. That is a lot of Hydras though. But in all fairness, with so many shooters, I don't think he will ever struggle here. We also see a very good usage of spells. Healed up his tier 7 back to full. And will now deal with the 2 remaining stacks, which means that this fight will be indeed quite easy. And yeah, we can see how strong he is already. I mean, he's almost one-shotting the stacks from a break fight. I mean,
He did not lose any units.
yes. That is very impressive. Very impressive tempo here, for sure. And as I said, that is exactly what I expected to see, which is the usage of Shadow Flight instantly in order to remove this desert terrain penalty and going for as much content as possible, trying to do probably every fight on the way to his road break or towards the roads in order to grab the second town and then towards the middle desert where the other town will be. And we will see if Hive here will be able to catch up. That is going to be very important because Zolzunia needs a way to basically deal with the shooters from Stygian. And also to hopefully not die in the break here, because this will not be the easiest one. That is a lot of vampires, but spells make it a lot easier. Definitely. Ooh. That is quite a few rivers lost already.
Oh no. It will be a struggle.
I'm hoping there will not be death here. As long as she does the break fine, she could find a lot of content into the desert, and then with that desert content, basically just be fine throughout the game as well. But this will be a lot of losses here, sadly. And that means what I said earlier about preserving all of these Hive units doesn't really happen anymore, so that the first fight against the opponent, against StygianOne, will then be a lot harder as well because of that. I think she will be okay though. I believe that with spells here, this should be decently easy still.
But still, she is losing so many units.
Yeah, this won't be great for the first tournament fight, that's for sure. But there is potential because she can then try to win the second one. Just go for that all in on the second fight, and if possible, it will be a lot better.
It's a little cluttered there.
She's using the larvae quite well.
Yeah,
Managed to keep one of these vampire stacks all the way on the right side for basically almost the entire fight, which was very, very decent.
so you use larva like a bait.
Yes,
So just
yes,
with
exactly. You can spawn it anywhere on the map, and the AI will often go for that larvae, especially because sometimes you even have taunt on it. And that basically means that you can use this larvae to just keep 1 or even 2 stacks somewhere. That is not going to affect you on the battlefield. And we see the break fight done well here. Not a lot of army, I would say, that is kept, but enough army to maybe continue farming the desert as well. What Zolzunia needs the most right now is to find some Pandora boxes in the desert that can give her this army that she basically lost back, and then from there to try and tempo out of it.
I think the Pandora box, yeah, she should not lose then more army.
It depends on the guards. That's why I said that you need to find these Pandora boxes that can be doable. If the guard will be a very strong guard that makes you lose more army than you gain, it's almost never worth to go for those Pandora boxes in the first place then, because of this idea that it will simply not be relevant. If you lose army to gain army, it's no longer as good than to gain army and always gain army.
But how can you judge, for example, if you can go for it or not? Like you see the how strong the units are, the guards, but sometimes you go for it, like maybe because you have better spells, stronger spells, and
Exactly.
you try your best. But how these PvP players can judge if to go for it or not? Because as a PvE players, we can then restart again and avoid that mistake. Here, the players cannot avoid.
That is a very solid point, and it mainly comes down to experience and to try and do all of these fights once, twice, around the same army strength. So, with every game, obviously, you will kind of know where you'd be able to sit at the end of, let's say, week 1 or at the early start of week 2. You kind of know exactly what you'd find in biome, because most of the time you find the same amount of boxes. And based on that level of experience, you can then tell, okay, maybe this fight, even though it says impossible from the game AI, right? But this fight is actually very much doable and might even be completely free, just because I have very good spells, or just because I have these shooter stacks that I can use, or almost anything else that gives you this edge against fighting the AI fights. And as I said, I think it mostly comes down to the player's experience. But as I mentioned at the beginning, both of these players are very high rating, which means that I would expect them to know exactly what fights are doable and which one might not be.
All right. Makes sense, of course.
And all right, we see the first fight being done here. Looks like Zolzunia is trying to win on spells right now, but does not have a lot of army to work with. And it looks like Stygian found a Daylight Tome, I would guess. Or just a Judgment spell. But that is all the Reaver's Dead on turn 1. Okay, no, this is a level 5 hat. He has all the level 5 spells in the game, so he already found some very, very strong casting here. I mean, as I said, I think this fight 1 was almost certainly lost for Zolzunia just because Stygian had such a strong start. The fact that he found almost every high tier box in the biome makes this fight almost free for him, I would say. And he also got the Hydra box in the desert and casting in that one turn that he got there. Having all the level 5 spells immediately is very, very strong for him. And okay, we see him winning the first fight already. And now it's going to be up to Zolzunia to see if she can find this path forward in desert, where she will be able to gain enough tempo in order to outdo Stygian's game so far. The thing with Schism on Outcast Tournament is that it has a very strong early game, especially because of the way Communion works. It gives you all of these units you can use early on. But the problem with Schism is that the higher the game goes and the more of these fights you have on second week or third week and so on, you don't gain that much army anymore. Therefore, that communion won't be as relevant as it was initially. Because you go into desert, it's going to be a different faction. You don't stack the units together with your own faction. And it's mostly based on the spells that you'll find, the skills that you have then, and not as much on the starting faction. So Schism does go down a little bit in tempo, while Hive should technically grow a little bit higher if they keep all the units. But Zolzunia did have a hard break, and we'll have to see if that's going to work.
So StygianOne found another town.
Yeah. Basically, on Outcast Tournament, you almost always have one of these towns very close to your break. There will be 2 towns, one will be in the middle, and one will be closer to your break on the road there. And as we can see from Zolzunia, she also did exactly the same thing that Stygian did, which is broke on the side there, and then went towards the main town here. Not the main town, the side town, let's call it.
So do I see here in Hive units some upgrades? Or is she going for just the regular units?
I believe 2 of the units are upgraded, yes. The Scorpions are not, and the Locusts are not. But the Reavers are Maniacal Reavers, I believe they're called. And then we have the Parasites upgraded as well.
All right. Well, because I played less with Hive and the Schism, I don't recognize which one is the upgraded one.
So far, she is doing most of the fights well. Did not lose, I believe, any units since the break, which is good, but needs to find these Pandora boxes that will give her the high tier army that is really required to spike into the game right now. Otherwise, Stygian is just simply way too ahead because he kept most of the army from his biome, but he also had the much higher tier army from his biome to begin with. So he found the tier 7 box, he found a tier 6 box, and the Concubi as well. I mean, 40 Concubi are very, very strong at doing fights because they are ranged creatures compared to the Reavers who need this kind of melee style of play.
And if I'm not mistaken, the Reavers are having a double strike or
they don't have double strike, but if they kill a unit, the Blue Reavers at least, if they kill a unit, they can then gain another turn. So if they kill one of these stacks on the map, they will gain another turn, and then they can hit again. This is very, very unfortunate. Right now, I believe she mislucked on the Reavers. Did not do, or at least did not get the high range. The Reavers did not kill the unit, and then they stayed there, and then they just all died. This could actually be even a death into the fight here. This is a lot of Neal Masters. Is that how they're called? I hope that's the name for them. Grave robbers? And on Stygian's side, I mean, he is just too far ahead.
Yes.
He is
has
just
already
too far
dragons.
ahead.
Yeah.
11 dragons right now. That is nuts. Okay, let's watch what happens in this fight for Zolzunia. Because it is not looking great. She's actually almost dead here. Lost all the Reavers and lost a lot of the tier 1 and tier 2 creatures that she had left. So it's going to be mostly just Scorpions left alive after this. But I am hoping that this fight is for Pandora boxes, as I didn't see initially what she went into, and that it will give her enough tempo to further go into other fights here. There is quite a lot of tactics used right now, which I do like. Basically trying to block a lot of these stacks from moving forward by blocking the paths around the map. And as we can see, they are going for the creatures that are closest to them instead of going further, basically trying to hit the main stacks. But in all fairness, I think there is so little army left right now that this will be really, really, really rough. Also using the larvae very well in order to try and block the path for the last stack there.
The grave grubbers, they don't resurrect anything.
I believe not. They don't resurrect, but they can spawn units. They can spawn either like dogs or whites or skeletons, depending on the upgrade that they have. Okay, we see the fight done. Did not die there. That is very good. And we see a dragon box. Okay.
That's good.
That is very, very good, yes. And immediately goes into another one here.
Spots.
Spells will be incredibly helpful, to be fair. If Zolzunia can find enough army from desert and also enough good spells here compared to Stygian, she still could win this first fight because the army from Cove from Schism is not that impressive, and it will not get a lot higher. Therefore, she might have a chance still.
We will see. But so far it's doing well.
Yes, both opponents I think are doing very well in terms of taking the fights at least and trying to find as much tempo as possible. Medusas are also very good. Ranged units will be quite helpful here.
I must say it's pretty impressive how they play.
Well,
interesting.
We did expect the highest level of play here, and so far they did not disappoint. I think both Zolzunia and StygianOne play their absolute best so far, and I definitely appreciate that a lot from these players. Will Unfrozen let people make their own castle town for heroes or Might and Magic Olden Era? So option for castle person will use increases. Not that I know of right now. But there will be mods in the future and mod support probably, so who knows what will come out of that. Okay, we have a new day. I am expecting both players right now to try and get as much desert scene as possible in order to gain some control here and probably push towards the last town as well in terms of getting this the second fight won, basically. Stygian does have a lot of boxes in a row, but now he has a problem. And this is a pretty big problem. He needs to throw away army in order to gain army. There goes one of the boxes. His army looks very, very, very strong, though. This is...
It has 3 range units.
Yes. Not only that, but all of these units have communion, which means that even though he might lose some of the units into the fights, he doesn't actually lose any of the units when the fight ends. We can definitely see him using it as well as possible, really. So Also using ground side very well here. It's a new day, yes it is. Meanwhile for Zolzunia, we see an Inquisitor fight. I'm guessing this is probably for more boxes. Looks like she is keeping the dragons and the Medusas alive as well as possible, which is pretty good. Uses the larvae there to block the units. Did get a morale on, which is quite unfortunate. And lost one of the... lost two of the Medusas actually because of that, but this looks like a decent fight still so far. And it was for another box. Okay, there is a Hydra box as well. So both of these players, as I mentioned before, are basically transitioning as much as they can into the Desert Army right now. And because they are transitioning into the Desert Army, it's going to come down mostly to who can get more tempo into the desert, who can find more boxes, but also who can find better stats and better spells later on, because that will be very important. And I also expect one of the most important parts of this game to be decided by initiative, and whoever will go first, because I believe both of them are heavily reliant on spells right now. Another very well done fight. She started not losing anything really as well right now, which is very good. Picks up another box, finds another Hydra box, also very good. And we see very strong armies, very, very strong games. So Zolzunia is surprisingly catching up to Stygian again, but she needs to find at least probably one more dragon box and some proper casting here still.
But she's recovering.
But she is recovering, and that is the most important part.
Exactly.
Let's see. For Stygian right now, he is going into even more astrology. Picks up the Dimension Door upgrades, which means he will have very early Dimension Door here and probably a second one very soon. Does get Logistics as his last level up. Finds a research laboratory as well that he will probably go for. And he does. Ribcage armor, that is a very strong artifact.
Well, he is pretty strong. Has good army.
Definitely very strong, very strong.
Yes.
I mean, not necessarily very strong, but at least stronger than his opponent right now. Goes for the native terrain subskill here, which is quite useful for Schism, as they have a law that allows them to always fight on native terrain, basically. And he has very strong artifacts, I gotta say. I mean, Ribcage, along with spells, is very, very good right now. And I'm hoping he's not going to forget to pick up this Pandora box, because he left it there. Stygian, please, yes.
He did.
He remembered. That is good.
I did not pay attention. Do they also upgrade their skill, their artifacts? Sorry.
They can upgrade their artifacts, yes, but I don't think either of them did before, because alchemical dust is fairly difficult to get, and it's mostly a late game mechanic, because at the beginning of the game you want to upgrade as many units as you can in your starting biomes, and that takes alchemical dust to begin with. Therefore, you have to make this choice between, can I upgrade an artifact, or should I go for these upgrades for the units that might get me to do more fights in the first place, and then they're simply better.
Yes, obviously. You will go for the units.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Yeah. I think that the unit path is mostly the one that is seen as the best for most players. This is Zolzunia here doing another vampire fight. She got a lot of vampire fights so far, but this is for 2 Pandora boxes, and that is a lot of Hydras. Wow, 54 Hydras now all of a sudden for her as well. That is very, very good. She only needs to catch up basically in terms of dragon boxes right now. They are both impressive. Yes, they are indeed both very impressive players. She's a bit afraid of the arbiters, I'm guessing, because arbiters are very, very strong, but they don't fight her because she's stronger. And now she finds another Hydra box. Wow, 67 Hydras all of a sudden on the side of the Hive player as well. And she chooses to go back, I guess, to regen mana, and then we'll probably see a push towards the middle of the desert here. $67, yes. Okay, let's see. Stygian in this time is going very far to the edges of the desert here, but does have a lot of Hydras as well, more dragons, and right now he's looking, I believe, to his opponent's side. I don't think he realized that he is so far into the desert that he's basically seeing the opponent's side. His town is to the left somewhere, but he went a little bit off path here. Let's see what he chooses to do. He might go for this enchanted scroll right now, which could be a very good pickup. Chooses to skip it though, doesn't want to use the extra moves. Goes for the dragon fight here. Probably will pick up the Hydra dwelling just for a little bit more army. And does so. And we see him picking up the Concubine low as well, which means he is still trying to play of this style of like biome gaming. I would not be too surprised if we see him picking up some of the upgrades in the towns as well, and potentially double building maybe the tier 5 creatures or the tier 6 creatures. He is also grabbing a lot of the dwellings here, which means he's trying to maximize the army gain as much as possible, and not just go for these Pandora boxes that will give him a lot of army initially, but will not give him this extra army that he can get over time as well. And right now we see 85 Hydras on the side of Stygian. What a crazy tempo game from both of these players right now.
In just a short amount of time.
In a very, very short amount of time. Okay, I believe Zolzunia did a Vori Ruin, and now she is going into well, towards the middle side of the desert, at least walking down towards the road there.
Someone in the chat, Bam GM, says that I have a nice chair. Considering I'm usually standing up in my videos, yes. It's a very, I don't see, it's a very comfortable one. Sorry. I ordered from Amazon, probably UK, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, many years ago. I don't know the brand of the chair, but that's the information. I usually work on my desk. I need a comfortable chair, so I can say this is a good one.
It's always better to sit in a chair than stand up for the videos, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. Standing up, it hurts my back. After 1 hour or 1.5 hours of narrating and so on.
Yeah. Someone is saying, just a lurk, but thanks for your hard work for the campaign. I really love it. Have fun during this tournament. Thank you so much, Ekmil. Appreciate it, and very glad to hear that you're enjoying the campaign and some of the PvE content that we had there. There will be more acts for the campaign as well in the future when probably the game fully releases. The campaign will also fully release too. Okay, what is happening with Zolzunia? So she has also 80 Hydras, 79 right now. Did not find any other Dragon boxes though so far, which means she's quite far behind in terms of army. And I believe that the next fight should be soon. Maybe one day. I think it's in one day, if I can tell. Meanwhile, on Stygian's side, I think he is trying to recover mana. Yeah, he is trying to recover mana for the fight as he's sitting in a town right now. And the second fight will indeed be right now. So if Stygian wins this one, it is game over. Zolzunia will lose the first game. And we will be going to game 2 immediately. And I mean, Stygian is looking unbeatable. He has over 100 Hydras already. This is crazy.
Does look crazy.
Very great stats, very great army. I mean, Zolzunia honestly did her best here. She has 80 Hydras as well. She has good stats as well, but this looks too strong for Stygian. I think he cannot lose this fight. And he has the better spells, I feel, as well with the Spellbinder's hat. What template will game 2 be played on? That is up to the players to decide during the short break that we will have, basically. We are going to have a short 5 to 10 minute break, and the players will decide the next game, the next template, what factions they choose, and the bans for the heroes. Once that happens, we can basically go into the next game and start casting it too. Speaking of the campaign, where can we find the information on who does the voiceovers? I scouted the internet but found nothing about the VAs. I do not think we made that public yet, but maybe later.
It's Zolzumia's turn, isn't it? Or
Yes. We can go to her perspective and see what she's considering right now. I think she is probably thinking about which spells to use and which units to hit with said spells. Goes for the arbiters right now, and let's see what Stygian chooses to do. I hope team play for Hot Seat will be introduced soon. As I said towards the beginning of the stream, it is being worked on, and we already shared some screenshots in our last community video that we did a few days ago. And team play and alliances will be available towards the end of Q3. So, very soon, yes.
so, Alex, now a question for you. What would you do here in this fight? For example, in StygianOne side, he is casting. Okay.
Stygian just casted, I believe, Doref's Tide, which is basically giving initiative and speed both to him, but taking 1 initiative and speed from his opponent as well. It's a very strong arcane, tier 5 spell. And from the perspective of Stygian, I mean, he is a lot stronger overall, I think, by this point. So he is probably just going to go forward with most of the units and try to kill the Hydras as fast as possible, because the only way that he can realistically lose this fight is most likely to spells, and he doesn't want to leave these spells to cast for too long. But he is certainly looking a lot stronger. I mean, I believe that is 21 dragons and 105 hydras. That is one crazy army for this standpoint to the game right now. And yeah, we can see exactly what I mentioned before. He's basically walking forward with all of the units right now, trying to end the fight as fast as possible, so he doesn't have any chances to maybe lose this to spells later on.
And dragons down. Zolzunia doesn't have a chance here.
No, the first fight was maybe winnable, but this fight is too far. I think Stygian farmed too well, and he was having a better start as well. He found just more tempo, and we can see it. Look at the damage from these Hydras. He killed almost the entire stack in just one hit there. And okay, we see the GG, the victory. And Stygian takes game 1 from Zolzunia, 1-0. Very, very well played. Honestly, from both opponents, very well played to Zolzunia as well. That was some top-tier Hive gameplay, especially at the beginning there, but she had a rough break. She couldn't do the main break because it was immune to magic, and then, I mean, Stygian just got too far ahead. I can't even say that this was a poor game from Zolzunia. I think Stygian was just too far ahead and played extremely well the entire time, so.
I agree.
Very well played, GG, well played to Stygian.
So they continue to play on this template? Or, because that was the second fight, isn't it?
They will go to the next template now. Basically, Outcast Tournament is out from the template pool, as well as the factions Hive and Schism, and they will pick the next game now, going forward.
So now they will choose between Helltide and Exodus, isn't it?
Yes, the other two templates will be Helltide and Exodus. Zolzunia, as the player that lost the first game, will have the first pick in the next game, which means she can pick between the remaining factions, and then StygianOne will be able to pick the template that they want to play on. After that happens, they will ban three heroes from each other, and they can start the game.
So which factions do you think they will pick? I mean, what's left is Dungeon, Temple.
Grove and Necropolis. And if I would have to say, it's probably going to be Necropolis versus Grove. As I just got confirmation that they will play Exodus next, which means that we have the second template picked right now as well. And it looks like Stygian will go straight for the custom lobby here. So we can see the next one soon.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch how they play. I must say it's different from how I play.
Yeah, this is very, very high tempo.
Yes. And I mean, you are so experienced that you know every step you are doing, every step you are taking. You cannot make mistakes. It's like this.
I mean, the stakes are definitely high. They are playing for a $5,000 pool right now. And obviously, when you have this kind of pressure, you cannot make mistakes. A single mistake can obviously not only lose you the game, but also potentially really mess up with your mental for that game. And then you tilt a bit, and then you get upset. And then from there, you just make more and more mistakes. And it's really, really rough to come back from that during a tournament.
I agree.
Was that the modified JO or ladder version? That was the modified JO. We fixed the values for the players. It's the same. Exodus is the best template of the game right now. I think a lot of players do prefer Exodus. Yeah, it's one of the more balanced ones in a way. But I think a lot of players really like this tournament style of templates, just because you kind of do your own thing and your opponent cannot just yoink your main town and then it's over.
I also tried Exodus. Pretty liked it, although I did not win any of the fights, but I was close. So
As long
just
as you
in
did your
one
best,
minute.
that's all it matters, you know?
Yeah. Did they set the AI to easy?
I believe for the first one was easy, yes, but AI needs to be on multiplayer. It's a lottery scheme. I mean, out of every template, I think that Exodus is probably one of the most balanced ones, though. CM Kiraha community manager, yes. I am one of the community managers working for Unfrozen. All right. So Zolzunia picked Grove. She also picked Exodus. So Stygian had the first pick for factions, and he went for Necropolis, which means we will have a Grove versus Necropolis game here coming soon.
Yes.
Let's see when they're starting. Sorry?
Yeah, so Zolzunia picked, because I don't see, she picked the Necro or the Grove.
Zolzunia chose to pick the template first. They are basically given a choice between picking whether they want the faction first or the template. She picked template, and then the other opponent picked the faction, which means Stygian picked Necropolis. And then she picked Grove as the second player there for the factions. So we will be playing Exodus, Zolzunia Grove, Stygian Necropolis, and they are doing the hero bans right now. And I'm guessing they will be starting very soon. Looks like Stygian is back, and let's see. Game number 2 should be starting within a few minutes.
Wow, the time flies fast. Already 3. When you are so focused on the game, time flies.
It was a fairly quick game in game 1, which is, I guess, always nice in a way, but at the same time, we would like to see the full game 3 there in every tournament. But because it was only 2 fights, obviously the game ended a bit sooner than it normally would. I think that on average, you're probably looking at around 1 hour and 30 to 1 hour and 40 minutes or so per game. No background music. We might have it in the next cast, maybe at like very, very low sound. I think Stygian got the best of it again. We'll see. Grove on Exodus is very strong, and I've seen some incredibly strong Grove games lately. So it is definitely not one of those factions to be underrated right now. I love you. You're removing library for this game. We learn a lot from your comment. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I hope everyone can learn as much as you can from me. Always happy to share everything that I can.
You have a lot of knowledge about the game.
I would hope so, but I've been gone for a while. I had a vacation. Now I'm still learning, just like everyone else. I have to watch streamers play and try to figure out the new strategies and everything. So, in a way, it's actually great. I'm casting these games because I will learn to play again.
Yeah, I'm also learning from it. I might sometime also play multiplayer. You never know.
Ooh, okay. That is great news.
I will try. It is a little bit stressful because, yeah, you have to be fast, and you have to know what you're doing. You have to practice a lot. I don't say no. And it's a little like giving you anxiety feeling. But I don't say for everyone because not everyone enjoy playing PvE. So I, as a PvE player, yeah, I enjoy a more relaxed game, on my own pace, trying here, trying there.
That is always the advantage of, I guess, PvE in a way, because you don't have to have this rush feeling that you cannot leave your computer. You have to play the next turn every time. You have this timer in your head as well, and so on.
Mm-hmm. You also have to be focused, because, as I said earlier, every mistake counts and it can hurt.
Yeah. Okay. They also fixed the multiplayer AI now, so they can play on the proper settings.
Multiplayer. Okay.
Right, and we have the second game starting.
Oh yeah.
StygianOne, Necropolis. Zolzunia is Grove. Let's hope for a game 3. I'm hoping Zolzunia can make something happen here. Looks like Stygian went for Kelgul. That means he will try to focus heavily on Dread Knights and probably these high tier creatures, which means he will likely look for some dwellings, especially the ones for Dread Knights early on. If he doesn't see these, he will probably try to reset the template, at least until he gets a better generation. Does go immediately for the observatory. I wouldn't say he sees anything right now. He does see a dwelling for Dread Knights though immediately, which is very strong for him, and whites. So he has some content to do. I wonder if he saw the Dread Knight dwelling because he did not look at it, and he might reset because he didn't see it, which would be quite unfortunate for him. And meanwhile, on Zolzunia's side, let's see what she is looking towards here. Also picked up the observatory. So both players are focused on vision right now. As I said, early on into the game, it's very important to have this vision when you have resets available, because with these resets available, you can then make better decisions as to whether or not you can have enough tempo early on and just objectives to do throughout the game, so that you can actually have enough in order to make this first week matter. And on Exodus primarily, the first week matters a lot because you usually don't push towards your third town or a fourth town, the biome starting towns, and you're trying to do as much content as possible around your main towns first in order to gain resources, mines, and some experience and so on. And based on what Zolzunia saw, she did actually end up resetting the first map, and now we see the second map. Immediately goes for the observatory again. Does see an area dwelling, which is very strong for Grove right now. Also sees a Phoenix dwelling right next to her second town and the Chilean dwelling. This is very, very, very good generation. To have all of these dwellings on the road is actually incredible. So this will most likely be a kept map from Zolzunia. Let's see if Stygian has enough in order to keep himself here. Looks like he immediately goes into a fight. But with the Dread Knights early on, you are having a decent advantage in order to do these fights pretty easily. First game easy for Stygian. I don't think it was that easy. Actually, the Hive player had probably a better start over the first 3 or 4 days, I would say. But Stygian just, like, once he took 2 concubine boxes and the arbiter box in the same turn, his tempo just exploded from there. It will be possible to load the exact day we want from PvP game. I cannot give you an answer to that right now. How did you think of the hero names? You would have to ask that to the people that came up with the hero name. Sadly, I did not name any heroes into the game right now. How much control of the direction of heroes of Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era does Ubisoft have, or has Ubisoft let Unfrozen have full control over the development? Unfrozen is developing the game entirely, yes. Like Ubisoft is one of the publishers and also supporting us in many ways, which we're incredibly thankful for, but they are not actively developing the game. Unfrozen is doing that part. Is Dever, son of Dever, ever going to have a son of his own? You know, that is a very good question. And I hope Dever, son of Dever, will have a son called Son of Dever, son of Dever. Wouldn't that be great?
It's so funny.
Have a son called Alex. If I can name him, I mean, why not? All right, so we see another reset here used, which means that now we are looking at yet another map. Looks like Stygian is going immediately for mines instead of trying to have this observatory, just because he's probably looking to build the Dread Knights early on, which require a lot of base resources. And it looks like there is a second reset coming from Zolzunia, which means there is only one reset available right now, and I think it is on the side of Stygian. Is it a restart? Yes. Each player will have 2 restarts in each of these games. It is standard for the high rating ladder, basically. Devir Jr. Yeah. Devir the Third. I mean, we can come up with a lot of names, I guess. Okay. I think Stygian still has a restart. And seeing that he went straight for this observatory, I guess that is probably his plan. He's going to see if the map is good enough, and then he's going to restart instantly, which is always good to see. They don't waste time. They know what they're doing. That is exactly what I said earlier, that these players are experienced enough to take a very quick look at the map and probably realize exactly what their first few days are going to look like, so they can make decisions based on that, basically. All right, let's see what are we going to have here. Zolzunia right now is going for some mines, finds the observatory too, which means she will be able to tell most of the content that she has around the map right away. She went for Gorel, which I believe is the hero specialized in heroic strikes, which means she will go for a very, very high might-based gameplay instead of the spell-based gameplay that we saw last game. Which style would you prefer, Anna? Offense. Okay, sorry, it's offense one. Never mind.
In terms of which hero do I like to play, Might or Magic hero, or?
Yeah. Like, would you rather go for magic, or would you rather go for this offensive style with a lot of units and offense, or heroic strikes, right, and so on?
Yeah, I wanted to say that I like the heroic strike, and I also go for heroic strike most of the time to increase it with artifacts and make use of it. But I also like the magic heroes. Recently, I don't remember with which one I played because
So
sorry,
basically,
but I don't have much time to play. Although I wish I had more time to enjoy playing.
so
It's just
in a way, you're
I wish I
trying to
had.
go for the style where you want a might hero, but you also want to use spells on the might hero, and you try to mix everything.
Yeah, I enjoy playing with both. Why not? Because having thaumaturgy spell, casting 2 times per round spells is also fun. So, yeah, we'll see how Zolzunia will evolve here. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope for a game 3. I am hopeful we'll see that, and we'll see if she can make it happen. It's her game to lose right now, basically, so I'm expecting a lot of focus. First of all, obviously, she won't want to make any mistakes here, but also maybe some strategies that are not as common as before. So maybe we'll see some kind of Iriad gameplay with a lot of spells, or going for phoenixes and chillins very early with the offense specialist, right? Or something like that. Potentially combat. Combat on Grove is actually very strong if you have a lot of Iriads, because combat stacks up a lot higher if you go for the Grove specialty. And then because of that, Iriads are so tanky that they take a while to kill, and then your heroic strikes are hitting harder and harder every single turn. So it could be something that we see here. Meanwhile, on Stygian's side, he is picking up a lot of mines. Looks like he's going for Mercury, which usually means he might try for some early upgrades or maybe even vampires. So he's already making this investment, I guess, for the later game, trying to get a lot of resources. No surprise, Stygian is doing the fights very well. This is a lot of cultists, though. But I think he will probably still be okay. As long as he does not lose a Draenite here, I suppose that this fight will be close to perfect for him. That Draenite is very close to death, though.
But will not die.
To 1 HP and a dream. Needs to be careful. I'm not sure. Okay, no. I was about to say that if this cultist still has the ability, he could technically hit the Draenite there with it. Okay, very well done fight. Only loses 2 skeletons here, which is amazing. Finds a logistics early on. Okay, this is great for Stygian. Even gets second logistics level up. Gets the white dwelling, which means his army is going to be very strong right now. And yeah, Stygian has good tempo for sure. Meanwhile, on Zolzunia's side, I guess she was waiting for the turn here for quite some time, because Stygian did take a while to do the fight. But I believe this is... Okay, no, it was the hero, was not the dwelling. Is she going for the box here? That is not a very easy box. It is not archers, at least. It is upgraded skeletons, but it is the might skeleton, so there might be a chance she can do this, but it will be very painful. And it is a level 1 hero, actually, so even the bonus that she gets for offense is not going to be as relevant. And honestly, she's going for it, but this will be quite a few losses. I'm not sure if this was the right choice here. It depends a lot on what she will find from the box. If it's something that will give her a lot of tempo, this will maybe be good, but she will bleed quite a bit probably for this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad yet. She got rid
So
of the
far,
witch.
so good. I don't think the skeletons can reach, which means she might be able to keep one up there. And maybe does this fight for almost free. Theoretically, there is something she can do right now, which is to run away with the stack of hoplets, and instead she could have left the fawn warriors to take a hit because they have parry. They're the fawn archers, I mean. Okay, does the fight really well. Only loses some one stacks, which is very nice. Goes for the offense here. A bit surprising. I mean, armorer offense pickups early on could be very strong as well. But it is a might hero, so it is very likely to get armorer again, which means that you can theoretically skip it. And finds, I think, a tier 1 and a tier 2 spell box. Not the best, but somewhat useful. She will have a lot of spells for the first fight, actually, right now, because of that. And, okay, let's see. Are there any investments made? I guess she picked up the second upgrade for gold, I suppose. I think she went for gold, yeah, because she doesn't have either law or faction laws high right now. I have to say that in terms of biome generation, Zolzunia does not have any dwellings to go for, and that will be quite a problem later on if her plan was basically to try to tempo into double building in both towns and trying to pick up a dwelling for these kind of creatures. And meanwhile, for Stygian right now, he's already doing pretty much any objectives because he has so many whites with this this dwelling that he picked up that these whites will be able to carry him through these early objectives. What would your strategy be, Anna, when you go into, let's say, an Exodus template or even for PvE?
Like, what is my strategy in terms of?
Would you rather build units in your towns or try to get mines, resources, maybe build the income, maybe build astrology? What do you think would be like the best path?
Well, with Exodus, for example, having 2 towns, I was trying to focus on one town on building astrology and also bank so that it can generate me money. And on the other town or the main town, I was trying to then upgrading units later, but trying to go for units mostly. And on the map, yeah, going for resources, going for gold. Pandora boxes, not so yet, because I have to be maybe more. I was like afraid, will I lose or not, or will I lose too much, too many units? So I was going safe. That's why I could not then win those 2 matches. I did not even win the first match, but I was close. So watching this tournament really helps me then understand the steps, like to where to go, what to take, be more bold. Although maybe the AI tells you that going to this Pandora box, it's you will die, but still go and try to win.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a very strong fight, right? From the AI basically said that this is almost impossible. I think it was 4 out of 5 stars there for Zolzunia, but she managed to do that fight with almost no losses. Only lost a couple hoplets, and it went great. So
I was kind of relying maybe too much on like it's a impossible battle, and for me, I was thinking, okay, then pass. Let me not try it. So after this this tournament, I will try to play Exodus map and try to go more bold into fights and see.
very good to hear. Very good to hear. I think as I said, I think we can learn a lot from the players. That's for sure.
It's definitely. I, for example, enjoy a lot watching them, how they play and what they choose. it's just very fast for me to see what they focus on in the town, what they choose, which do they choose upgrade of a creature, or do they go for bank or astrology points or law points? But in general, it will be good to have a spectator mode, to record all the tournament and then come back to it and analyze it and then learn from it.
Spectator mode, I think, will be a great addition, yes, because not only we can obviously learn a lot from just random watching games, but it will also be really good if you want to have a tournament, for instance. If you want to cast the games, you don't even have to watch them live. You can just download them, maybe look at them later and so on. So I'm very hyped for that myself, actually. I think it will be a great addition to the game for sure.
Agree.
And hopefully we'll see it in time. I think right now it's Q4, I believe this year. It was from the roadmap. Awesome to see you guys from Unfrozen here. Yes, Tolkien, we are indeed here and very happy to be here. I'm glad everyone is enjoying the tournament and the games, and let's see what they can do. Also, I think Zolzunia just picked up combat, I believe, so she is looking to go for heroic strikes, at least attempt to.
That I will also do. I will also go for heroic strike, because it then becomes stronger and stronger, and you can kill.
It's definitely a good idea. I mean, especially if you go for the gambles, right, and you try to reset these heroic strikes all the time, it can be very, very strong.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Stygian, he is level 6 right now. Looks like he's going for mostly a lot of gold objectives, trying to get as I guess much as he can in order to potentially double build Dread Knights here for week 1. So Stygian, however, does not have a Dread Knight dwelling, and that is the most impactful objective that he could probably find around the map, considering the hero that he's playing. Because he wants to go into these Dread Knights, and obviously having that Dread Knight dwelling is going to give him much more than normally you would get. Plus, it gives him even more when he picks up the dwelling in the first place. So it is a bit unfortunate for him, but I think he's still making the right investments here. I think it's a very unique style of PvP. The actual player battles, decide the outcome quickly, and happens later in the match. What do you mean by unique style of PvP? I think I missed the part there. Okay, he's doing the next fight as well. I mean, almost every single fight so far, I think, for both opponents were done with 0 to no losses, I would say. Which is, again, very impressive gameplay from both of them, just like in game 1. It's exactly what we would expect to see from a very high-level tournament, of course. Looks like he is a bit scared to take that hit on the skeletons. Will he lose a Dread? Oh, he lost a Dread Knight. But he does have a resurrection available, so I think he's planning to simply bring them back here. And yeah, we see the resurrection coming in. And now we see the fight done very well. The fact that Stygian did pick up expert logistics immediately into the game, however, will be incredibly helpful to him later on. And now he grabs the lance as well, which means his attack is looking really strong. He has a lot of mercury, he has a lot of resources, and we might actually see a successful double build for Dread Knights here from him very, very fast into the game. Which means he will be having these for the first fight, and that is going to make the life of Grove a fair bit more difficult if Zolzunia will not go for the Iriad gameplay, because I think as Grove player, you probably want to win on the first fight with those Iriads, mostly. And okay, she is building them. Does have 11 already. Let's see if she can find a dwelling right now. That is going to be the most important part of the game. If Zolzunia can find an area dwelling, she will have a much, much easier time maybe winning this first fight and potentially even the second one. Looks like she found a chilling dwelling there. That is something. She would like to do this Raiders camp, but it is a bit strong. I mean, the halflings are really tough early on, and then yeah, the monkeys they can throw rocks. They're hard. Looks like she is trying to do the fight. Lost most of the hive army, so not the worst auto there, but does not want to lose the Iriads, that's for sure. Gives up that stack immediately. Looks like deals with 2 of the halfling stacks as well, and I mean, if she can only lose the hive army here, this is actually looking pretty decent. The hoplites did take a pretty big hit. But then again, hoplites are not the army that you want to keep most of the time. Not only throw rocks, they are made of rocks, according to their flavor. Ooh, that is minus 12 on warriors, though. On archers, sorry. Kind of a rough fight. I mean, doable, but with a fair bit of losses here. Okay, that's the fight. Loses 1 Iriad, loses a couple of phones, picks up the upgrade for the heroic strikes there. Heard my echo for a moment.
Well, StygianOne still going pretty strong. He's not
Stygian is very
losing.
strong, yes.
Yes.
I can hear my echo on your stream, Anna.
Sorry?
I can hear my echo.
I can hear your echo. 1 second.
Okay, let's see if it's better. Yeah, it's a lot better now. Okay, let's go back to Stygian. Let's see, he's doing most of the fights right now. Love your voice. It's nice to hear it twice every sentence. We can have more echoes if you want. I wouldn't mind.
And now it's better, yes?
Yes, now it's a lot better. Okay, Stygian is still doing every fight. He does have more Dread Knights. I think he probably built. Yeah, I think he built in a town here. Don't believe he had any dwellings, so looks like he was trying to see if he can upgrade the lance as well. 2 more attack would be quite good. He did pick up a dwelling. Never mind, he actually found a Dread Knight dwelling randomly. That is incredibly good for Stygian, actually. And now, if he's going to be able to double build the Dread Knights with a dwelling and the hero specialists, Zolzunia is not looking good to win the game. I'm sorry to say, but I think Stygian is inching ahead here, closer and closer. And again, very well done fights. Almost everything is on no losses so far. So honestly, almost perfect game from Stygian, I would say. Very well played.
So Alex, one question for you. You said that in the beginning that each player has 2 restarts, yeah, of the template.
Yes.
So is it 2 reloads or 2 restarts of a battle?
Basically, during the first day of every game, you have a restart available. So after any fight or during that entire day, you can restart the whole map and it will give another generation.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And I believe if you have 2 restarts available, you can restart on day 2 and it takes both points. If you have 1 restart available, it's only for day 1.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Zolzunia is actually doing a pretty difficult fight here. I'm not sure if she will be okay. Does have really strong heroic strikes already though, so it should be fine. Did lose a lot of the army. I mean, bleeding so many Iriads and bled most of the own archers as well by this point, so it is looking quite rough. Does have 2 chillins, which means I think she picked up the dwelling. I'm not sure, but I would presume that's where they come from. Guess
She's losing units in the fights.
Yeah. Okay, wait, no. I don't think she picked up the dwelling yet. Yeah, just now she's picking up the dwelling. So the chillins might actually be from the town itself. I think she built them. I mean, we'll see. It's an interesting game, but the thing is, if Stygian wouldn't be able to double build right now with a dwelling, maybe this would be fine with just 1 chillin plus the build up. But Stygian does have a close to perfect game here with a dwelling as well. And that's going to be really rough to beat on Kelgul because he's also the Dread Knight specialist. So those Dread Knights are basically almost as good as a tier 7 unit.
Yeah, they double strike, isn't it? Or
Yeah. One of them does. Depends on the upgrade, let's say. One of the Dread Knights has double strike, and then the other one has this Death Stare type of hit, which means every time they hit a unit, they will kill an extra one. Even if it's tier 6, tier 7 units, it doesn't matter.
no.
And okay, we do indeed see the Chillin dwelling picked up by Zolzunia. She does pick up both of the... Well, no, wait. She's doing the Black Tower first, probably because she needs the gold here first. But this will kill basically everything but the Chillins. I think it would be okay to simply leave the Chillins in front here. I don't think one dragon can kill one of the units. Let's choose to do it with heroic strikes instead. Picks it up and...
The power of heroic strike.
Very, very powerful. Very powerful. Definitely gives you an edge early game. That is one other thing. I don't think Stygian actually went into heroic strikes at all, so... He chooses to stay here, picks up 2 extra Chillins with the day start, and now she has a very good army. I mean, 6 of them can do almost everything in the biomes. Meanwhile, Stygian is doing more and more fights. Looks like he found some monkeys made of rocks himself. Does still only have 6 Dread Knights, I believe, which means that he did not pick up his army from the towns yet. And I am curious if he managed to double build or not, because that is a very, very relevant question. So this fight will be quite painful, to be honest. But he does have a resurrection, so maybe not. Did kite very well. The 2 monkey stacks here basically don't even reach him at all, so We'll be playing tomorrow. That will be Ordulops versus Skane. Also a very, very hard matchup. They're both very high rating, and I expect some great games tomorrow as well. Meanwhile, okay, Stygian just found the second Red Knight dwelling. This is now indeed over, I think. How many matches are we gonna see today? What's the schedule of this tournament? Anywhere I can check it. Basically, right now we only have, I think, 4 series in total that are set up already. The first one was today. The next one will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then there will be 2 more next weekend. Once we get maybe a full schedule, we will try to post them all. But it's going to be 2 series every week, and we will announce those series mainly for the weeks that they will be in, basically. If it goes to 1-1, there will be 1 more match. Yes, indeed. If Zolzunia manages to win this Exodus template, then they will go to the last match, which will be on Helltide, technically, with the last 2 factions. But I will be honest, I think Stygian's game looks incredibly good right now. I mean, this is the perfect scenario you could possibly want for a Kelgul game. I think by all means here, by now.
He has a good start.
He has a fantastic start. But I still don't know if he managed to double build or not. That is actually still relevant.
And double, do you think by upgrading the fortification and the town, or doubling the Dread Knights?
No, I don't think he went for fortifications. I'm talking about managing to build in both of his starting towns. Because the fortifications only give you a percentage of your army that is in that town. Meanwhile, if you build in both of the towns at the same time, especially if you have a dwelling and a specialty from the hero, you can gain a lot more Dread Knights than you normally would. So looks like they are having some disconnect issues right now, but it does seem to come back. In case the game disconnects, they can simply load and save from the last day, though. But let's hope that it's going to be fine. Will Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era maybe have a physical release when it is out of early access? That will be announced later on. We will announce everything around the full release when the time comes. And okay, looks like the game did come back, which is very good. They don't have to save. I am curious to see whether or not Zolzunia will try to go back. I think she's trying to pick up this 3rd town. She already broke towards it, which is very good. This will be her 3rd biome town. And once she gets that, she could technically go back to her main, pick up the other Chillins that she built, and try to have a very strong early setup for fight number 1 here. With full mana, with a lot of Chillins, and arguably quite a few warriors, fun archers or warriors here as well. The only problem that I see right now for her is that she doesn't have any gold. She only has 1,000 gold, and the Chillins are actually very, very expensive, which means that she won't be able to pick up all of her army here, and that could be a problem. Because Stygian is very rich, and he will likely be able to go back and pick up pretty much all of the Dread Knights here. And I think that's it. Wow, he has 21,000 gold. That is insane. If he double built with picking up both dwellings Dread Knights, and he still has this many, that is crazy. But it looks like Zolzunia... Wait. No. It's fine. For a moment, he finished the fight instantly, so I thought the game was over, but it was just a quick combat there. It will be very interesting to see what Stygian chooses to do, because technically he has the option right now to not go back, try to push towards one extra town, and try to win fight number 2 and 3 very reliably. But he also has the option to simply go back right now, pick up all of the Dread Knights, potentially even upgrade them. Or upgrade the Whites at least, and try to win this fight and the next one. And yeah, this strategy can easily turn the game around, so we'll see what he will choose to do, because he only has 2 days until battle, and I'm guessing he will probably go back. He's very close to one of his towns already, and there is realistically no reason to try and break right now for him. And meanwhile, Zolzunia is just looking around the map, waiting for Stygian to be done with some of the fights. And yeah, Stygian is basically just auto combat, Q enter. He is very, very strong. He has over 100 whites right now that he mostly farmed through necromancy, which is actually very impressive, because I don't think he lost a single white the entire game so far. And what will he choose to do? He is still waiting. He's going back to his main town. And he did build Dread Knights here. He has 10 Dread Knights available in this town. That is insane numbers already. Picks up the second wind, picks up all of his army. And yeah, he did double build too. So this will be almost 30 Dread Knights on 1-2-1. I mean, genuinely one of the best Necropolis games that we've probably ever seen. And he has whites, and he kept most of the dogs as well.
So he also upgrades the whites.
Yes, he
And
upgrades
skeleton.
everything. He basically gets ready for the final fight here already.
Yeah. And strong.
Very, very strong. Very strong.
And Zolzunia doesn't have many Iriads so far.
Well, she did not find she did not find a dwelling. That was the problem. If you find a tier 3 area dwelling, then you can try to build them in both towns. You get that extra growth. You maybe get the law as well, and then you can have even 50, 60 iriads already on one-to-one there on the second week. But right now, because she couldn't find a dwelling, those iriads kept bleeding in every fight, as she needs something to do the fights on. And she did not have a high enough power stack, so she had to go for this Chillin power stack instead, because of that tier 6 dwelling, which is working out right now because she's able to do the fights. But this weakens her a lot for this first fight. And
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think she will see 30 Dread Knights and she's probably going to think that it's just over.
Exactly.
There is nothing to be done against that. Let's find a Pandora box as well. 10,000 experience. I mean, there is some potential for heroic strikes to still do something here. Finds a very good artifact as well, actually. Very nice stats here from the side of growth. This artifact gives you +4 attack, and it also gives you +15% more attack based on how much you have. So the higher scaling that you have this attack on, it can give a lot of base stats. And let's see, Stygian is going towards his break, so he's going to pick up another town here very soon. Looks like he found the Alvari ruins, and honestly, he might be strong enough to already do this. I would probably assume that he will try. And I think he is indeed trying to do that. Meanwhile, Zolzunia is still doing a fight here. I think this was for the Dark Hatchet, the plus attack artifact. Looks like the fight is fairly easily done. There's a lot of Scorpions, but Scorpions are very often seen as mostly easy units. They have very low speed, therefore, even though they're tanky and they hit hard, they can't really reach. So you can kite them around and you can do these kind of hit and run strategies on them, making it much easier than it normally seems to be by, let's say, the AI difficulty. Another perfect example, by the way, Anna, for what you were mentioning earlier, right? Because sometimes you know that the unit can, for instance, be kited very easily, and because of that, you can do it even though it normally seems impossible. Okay, she picks up all of the units that she can.
Doesn't have money.
Doesn't have the money though. Stygian,
No.
Stygian took all the money.
He's rich.
Okay, grabs the
Buying his
Naiads.
Red Knights.
Looks through the laws, but I mean, honestly, if she can triple build or even build in all 4 towns, the Chillins towards the second fight, I think Grove will have a very strong fighting chance here, but with this kind of army for Stygian, he's probably going straight to the desert. I don't even think he will go for the 4th town at all. He's just going to run through the map.
Interesting.
Let's see what he will choose to do now.
Upgrading the artifacts. Defense. No, the attack.
I mean, both players are getting ready for the final fight right now because it is 1 day until battle, which means that they need to be as strong as possible in order to fight the next turn. And as we can see, the first fight just started. Let's see if Zolzunia can make it happen. I mean, she does have the Heroic Strike advantage. If she can kill enough of the Dread Knights with the Heroic Strikes, maybe the Chillins can potentially one-shot the Whites at some point with a haste or with something. But there is so much army on the side of Stygian here. And surprisingly, really good stats as well. 19 attack, 9 defense. I actually didn't even see the attack difference here that he has.
He upgraded one of his artifacts, which if I think 3 defense or 3 attack, did not.
He had
quite
the
see.
lance, I believe, that he upgraded, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, but this fight is... I mean, it was basically instantly over as soon as those Dread Knights just hit. The Chillins just died. They evaporated. Let's have, as I said, very strong Heroic Strikes, but...
Exactly. Oh, killing lots of wits. So looks like Stygian built his 2 towns very well, and also fought his battles flawlessly with little losses.
Yes, I mean, Stygian had a perfect game so far. There is no questioning it. He found not only that he did all of the fights perfectly, and he built well, and he went for this path, you know, with a lot of gold objectives, as I mentioned earlier, into the dwellings themselves and so on. But he also found not 1, but 2 Dread Knight dwellings, which is just incredibly good for him. It's close to a perfect game, probably. And it shows. I mean, not much you can do against it.
Yeah, Zolzunia is losing first battle. But she also has 13 attack and 7 defense.
It's not a bad game, honestly. If she can make it happen with the Chillin build-up, it might be a close, or at least a much closer second fight, where she could potentially win on heroic strikes and like Excalibur set, right, where you can kill a lot more units with the Excalibur set. And we might see these Dread Knights just not scaling high enough, but I think Stygian right now is definitely in the driver's seat. And it's his game to kind of throw away. And I would not be surprised, as I said, if he goes straight into desert, tries to pick up as many stats as possible, maybe even pop the white 3 and try to get this insane army growth for the second fight, just to all in, more or less. Looks like a decisive win. In this fight, yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't see a way that these Dread Knights will lose to anything right now.
Yeah. Lucky stroke. Okay.
It didn't really matter, I guess.
He goes again for the gold. It's really interesting to watch these matches.
I mean, they're both playing their best. They will try to get the best strategies that they can think of and just go for it. And let's see, Zolzunia right now is doing a fight. I think this was for a dwelling. This could be very, very good for her. I believe it was a Naya dwelling though, which is not amazing, but yeah, okay, Naya dwelling. Ooh, finds a Fawn dwelling too here. I mean, does get objectives to do, which will increase her army size considerably for the next fight. That is a lot of fawns. Won the first duel. If you mean the first fight within this match, it was won by Stygian. And the first game within the series was also won by Stygian on Outcast tournament. Okay, -2 fonts here. Does grab the dwelling. Picks up Battlecraft. Okay. +13. Does find another box that she could probably have done on the hoplets, but chooses to skip it for now. I guess she's trying to rush as much as possible towards the next town and then probably go to the desert as well. Meanwhile, Stygian here is, well, doing every fight for free. On auto most of the time, from the looks of it. And I guess he will try to at least triple build this week, which will be an insane amount of Dread Knights though. I mean, we're going to see at least 60 Dread Knights, I think, for the third fight. For the second fight, actually, not even the third one. Stygian is on fire. Yeah, Stygian played, I mean, he played perfectly. There is no question about it. He picks up this town now. And did he build the vampires, or did he actually have a dwelling for them? I don't remember seeing that. This is a university that he's considering right now. Goes for more gold objectives as well. Doesn't want to lose one dog. I mean, this is exactly the level of plays you would expect from them at this stakes and a tournament, right? Like even one unit can change the tide of the battle, basically.
And what do you think, Alex? How nervous are the players in a tournament like this?
Well, knowing how nervous I was at the beginning of my tournaments, I would say very, very high. It gets better with time, but the pressure is still very high, I think, for sure.
I can understand. You also have to keep calm and focus and, well, I think the next step.
It's very important, yeah. He missed out. He missed on a gold pile that he could have picked. Not a perfect game for Stygian. He missed the gold pile. But yes, you're completely right, Anna. I mean, I think one of the most important parts in tournaments and competitive play in general is probably to keep cool throughout the games. Even if you're not the best player ever, if you can be relaxed and, you know, if you can make a plan ahead, if you can follow it and you don't lose this this idea in your head, then you will have an edge over your opponents, because very often the opponents just they're not calm and then they just make mistakes, or they just forget what they were doing, and yeah, from there on it's much harder to play the game. What prize pool is there? It's 5,000 euros right now, Lukas. Stygian does pick up a very good sigil. I think that was the offense sigil, and he does have offense already from what I remember. Meanwhile, Zolzunia is also doing a lot of objectives herself. Still not a lot of army, but it is improving. Has a lot more phones now, has a lot more hoplets as well. Honestly, just needs a few more chillins, I guess, in the end. That is... okay, that is pretty decent, actually. Does the fight very well with the heroic strikes to the kitten horns. Doesn't actually lose any units there, which is very good, very impressive.
Yeah, with gold too.
She's getting gold. She's definitely getting more gold now, which is good. I mean, in a way, Zolzunia is a little bit ahead of Stygian, actually, because she already has, I think, all 4 of her main towns. You know, Stygian is still going towards one of his. So Zolzunia has slightly better tempo, but she's definitely behind in army a lot right now.
How many days are left for the second battle?
I will be able to tell you once we are out of the fight. I think the second battle is on 134, 135, something like that. Yeah, so it's like a whole 6 days, maybe. Looks like Stygian is going towards his town right now. He sees a daylight shrine, which I'm guessing he's going to pick.
He's there almost.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, he's not far behind in tempo, but he is still 1 or 2 days behind, I would say, in terms of the map tempo that the players could have here. But Stygian does already have pretty much the triple Dread Knights build and the loss for it as well, so he's looking fantastic here for another week growth, basically. Especially if he's going to build some fortifications to go with this, that's going to be really, really strong. And meanwhile, for Zolzunia, she's doing very well with fights. Finds a pretty decent university right now. Could pick up battle magic here. Oh, that was an infernal circus, actually. Okay. And she does indeed get the expert battle magic. Okay. Interesting choice. This skill basically gives you a percentage of your skills in terms of offense and defense. So the more spell power and knowledge you have, you get more offense and defense. And on Gorel, because he's an offense specialist, you gain even more attack, basically. So it's pretty decent to have that. She picks up a gold mine here as well. Finds another Pandora box on the reverse, but I don't think she will go for it. Does seem to get a lot of objectives done in this area, and pretty much everything done in that area, which is good.
So when the Thief's Guild is implemented in Olden Era, then the players will have a better understanding, I think, where their opponent stands, isn't it? Because right now they have no idea how strong their opponent is.
Well, in a way, because they fought already in the first fight, they can kind of tell what the opponent's strategy is and also make their strategies according to that. So basically, just by knowing some information about your opponent from these fights can give you somewhat of a path forward in the games as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My scenarios maps have Act 1 from the campaign. Like how many in total? I think it's... I honestly don't remember exactly how many. I think it was 5 or 6 maps. But there will be more acts in the future. Okay, Zolzunia is still doing most of the fights pretty well. Let's find another... Ooh! Okay, Zolzunia has 2 out of 4 of a very, very strong set right now. If she finds the other 2 pieces, this could be very interesting for the second fight. And looks like she's going straight into the desert here. No mercy, no waiting. I mean, 1 to 6 is a good timing. She will basically have almost a full week to try and farm the desert and try to potentially maybe triple or even quad build the chillins. If she grabs the white tree as well, honestly, I can definitely see a path where she might win the second fight here. But looks like she's a bit unsure, and she goes for the +2 stats here instead. Which is still a very good find though. But it's not pathable. That is a bit sad for her. She has to go all around now to try and get there. Meanwhile, for Stygian, he is doing a very, very high fight with some phoenixes here. I'm not sure what this is for. Does this very well. Loses a lot of the army, however. Does pick Battlecraft as well. He does find another artifact that is very good for him. And another 20k gold. And then he does the Iridescent Abbey for another 5k gold. He has 90k gold on week 2. And he is quad building the Dread Knights. This is incredible.
It's how you said before. You will go and collect all the Dread Knights, buy.
Yes, I think that's probably exactly his plan. He's just going to go all in on the Dread Knights and try to win on them, maybe alone even, but he did keep most of the whites alive, so he will have more than 1 power stack. I'm guessing probably the dogs, the whites, and the Dread Knights will be his main 3 power stacks here.
Interesting.
I don't know. I really would have liked to see Zolzunia basically go into the desert right away. I think that was probably the better choice for her, because her only play is to try and get that burst in tempo in order to win game 2. And right now she is spending a lot of time in her side towns. But if Stygian goes into the desert first, he will get the advantage that he needs for sure. There are still some things that I guess Zolzunia could try. For instance, there is the set that can make all of the enemy spells at level 1, which is a very, very overpowered set for this template in particular. So if she can maybe get that, there might be some ways where she can win on spells and potentially the heroic strikes that she has. And another one that I'm thinking would be potentially the tactical map that could remove tactics here from Stygian, because it is very relevant for those Dread Knights to actually connect with the units. So we'll see if she can find anything in time.
Heroic strike is the power.
Yes, we see a full heroic strike gameplay showcase here, I guess, so far. But very well done still. Very well played. Loses almost nothing in this fight, so yeah. If it works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, picks up armor. I mean, this skill, look at this skill tree. Offense, heroic strikes into battle magic, battlecraft, and armor. She is ready to fight. She is certainly ready to fight. And okay, finds Inquisitors. I mean, that is an easier break, I guess, than the Medusas for sure. Gets mana here as well, which is really good. Can use the second winds.
Doesn't lose much.
So far, so good. Some of them are getting stuck on each other, which is helping quite a bit. She needs to be careful about the Inquisitor special ability, which is the flail that can hit everything around them, because that can kill a lot of the one stacks and also the blocks that you have in front of your units. Cat girl lovers. Hello, Ari. I see you never stop vouching for the cat girls in Olden Era. Time for me to take a vacation. Yes. Okay, perfectly done break. I don't think she lost almost anything here. Let's pick the expert armorer. And looks like both of the players right now are in desert. So let's see what they will be able to do. Ooh, she reaches the town as well. That is very good because that means she can regen mana here and potentially town portal somewhere else in order to pick up some extra army. Then, meanwhile, let's see. For Stygian, I think he was in desert too, but I could be wrong.
Well, I think he is in desert, isn't it? On the map, it shows that he is there.
He broke as well, but I don't think he has the town yet. That's why I was a bit confused. He only has 5 towns still, so he did not pick the desert town yet.
But he is next to it. He just didn't conquer it.
That is true. And days until battle 4, so it's not 1-3-4 at the end, which I thought it was initially. I think it's 1-3-3. So in 4 in-game days, we will see the second fight.
So he is waiting for Zolzunia, yeah?
Yeah. Zolzunia is she picked the last town, and right now is just looking around the map, I guess, trying to figure out what the best move is. I'm guessing she's actually checking where she should go. Looks like there is a triple build, Chillins. No, just a double build. She needs to triple build if she can. Does get almost perfect rates here for trading though, so that makes it a lot easier. And yeah, there is a triple build for Chillins in. So she does have army. That's going to be interesting to see. There is something very important to note here, which is that they also need to pick up this army. So by going into desert, if you stay there for too long, you're not actually going to be able to come back in time and pick up the army for the second fight. Which does mean that it's good that she might be able to end in a town right now, pick the Chileans from there, and then go from there somewhere else. And I think that's exactly what she's looking for, because she's considering doing this research laboratory probably for the gold that she needs to pick up all of the army and potentially upgrade them as well. And yeah, she does port to this town, indeed. It is a bit painful watching one of the players struggle so much with trying to afford the shillings. Meanwhile, the other one has like 100,000 gold. Stygian is just on a crazy roll here with his gold gain.
He did not collect his Dread Knights, isn't it? From the...
No, he did not, because as I said, he stayed in the desert in order to pick up this town right now on this day, so he could not go back on day 7 yet. And because of that, he's going to struggle a little bit, probably trying to pick up all of the army, unless he literally just runs from one town to another for the next 3 days, but that would not be very efficient, so we'll see what he chooses to do in the end. Does the fight here very easily. Dread Knights will take a hit and probably kill. I do think he lost 2 Dread Knights somewhere though. Yeah, he lost 1 here, and then I guess he lost 1 somewhere else. He only has 27 now. He goes for the Arty Merchants, finds a tome that could be very useful for him. Meanwhile, on the side of Zolzunia, very, very high Inquisitor fight. Not sure what this was for, but that is a lot of Inquisitors here.
What do you think, Alex, from the way Stygian played so far? Would you already say he's a favorite in this tournament? Or is it too early to say?
And we definitely have a lot of very strong players, that's for sure. So I think he played extremely well, and he's definitely maybe one of the favorites, but I wouldn't say that he is the favorite, you know?
Right.
I mean, he will have to get past some really, really strong opponents. Like Ordelops is very strong, Rito Sax is very strong. He's like second on the ladder as well. Rekshav is very strong as well. I think he's close to 4K rating too. So
Oh, I'll be watching the tournament.
yes, I believe a lot of the matches that we already have in the top 16 here are very, very strong and close apart. And we're only going to see great games, really. So I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Me too.
He forgot about the moat. Yes, I think he lost 1 Dread Knight because he stepped into the moat of the town. Okay, but Zolzunia does this fight very well still. That is very nice to see. And I am curious to see what this was for. It's a Pandora box and a research lab, and she finds gold. Okay, that is very good. That is very, very good. Meanwhile, Stygian is also doing a very hard fight. Looks like there were a lot of Dread Knights here, including a lot of vampires. He is on terrain though, however, which means he either got to the Necropolis Law, so every time he fights he's on terrain, or he actually went back to one of his towns. And he has some normal white, so I think he's actually in biome right now, picking up his extra army. Yeah, he has more Dread Knights. So Stygian did choose to go back, and he's probably going to try to rally all of the army in order to attempt and win this next final fight easier, if he can at least. He resurrects the 2 Dread Knights here, and I guess he's just going to go for the hit. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Pretty decent fight. Another 20,000 gold. He still has 100,000 gold after picking up his army. This is unbelievable. You usually don't see these amounts until basically very late desert when people already start doing all the Vori ruins or the research laboratories or the utopias that they have and so on. But Stygian is like 2 steps ahead, basically. Very impressive, though. Very impressive gameplay from him, that's for sure.
Made good decisions
Yes.
during the game.
Made good decisions and also made very good plays overall because he didn't really lose any army early on. He did all of those gold objectives more or less for free. And that fight for the white dwelling that really pushed him ahead there. So honestly, very, very impressive from him. Only 3 days until battle. One thing that Stygian does not have, however, is a lot of stats. Right now he is having decent stats, but not a lot. He just has a lot of gold. The problem is that Zolzunia is not much further ahead. And she's also still in biome, which means neither of them prefer to go into the desert right now. Ooh, that is a very nice morale there. Pretty much guarantees that she will not lose a Chilean at all, so does this fight for free, more or less. And finds Rewind Life here. This could be relevant. This could be a very relevant spell. And also Coup de Grace, I think that was. Has more second winds, picks up another Pandora box here, so this could be more gold. I mean, if she can grab all the army, this will be a lot of Chileans. Can hear myself again, Anna.
Really? Moment. No?
Testing. Okay. It's still echo.
It's weird. Why? I mean, I didn't do anything. It's
Yeah.
and now?
I mean, if I can hear myself for a bit. People wanted the double voice anyway. Yeah, we want echoes. It's okay. I think I can lower the headphones a bit. Actually, wait, no. That will lower you as well.
Or have my mic next to me. Probably was too far away.
We can test. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's still echoing.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what is the problem.
I mean, it's fine, honestly. Okay, looks like Stygian is still waiting for the turn. And Zolzunia is doing a lot of fights in a row here. Did get gold as well. Now she's at 50k. And finds a scales as well, so +4 stats. One solution, Anna, maybe is to lower my microphone a bit on your end.
Wait.
Goes for the flight here. Okay, I cannot hear myself anymore. It's good.
Okay, that was the solution, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we do what we can. Stygian will also probably have Grave Robbers as a power stack. Yeah, I mean, if he goes into more, he could. But right now, I think he's going to have mostly the dogs because they're required like on the path there to the Dread Knights.
So now both players will try to collect all their units the biomes.
Yes, pretty much. I mean, it's very important for them to be ready for this final fight. It's going to be the decisive one for the rest of the series, really. So Stygian is doing another research laboratory, which means even more gold for him. He does not have more Dread Knights yet, so
there are just 2 days left till the final battle.
yes.
Hopefully, he'll collect them.
You could host this channel for more viewers. I guess a lot of people aren't in Discord. What do you mean, Xniman? Hosting this channel? We are already on the Unfrozen channel and did say it in Discord too, I think. And yeah, Stygian is going back to pick up all of his Dread Knights. I think he did not quad build, so he only had 3 towns to pick from. And he has 42 right now, which means another 12 will bring him to a 54 grand total. But that is a lot of army. Look at that. He's going to have almost 300 whites as well. Can I Twitch raid this one or a host? I don't know. No, it's not needed, man. Don't worry. $23.20 stats. Picks up 7 leeches here because he managed to do the fight, which is a bit funny since he didn't have any. Let's find a Pandora box on the unicorns, which is quite good.
The unicorn's design is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think a lot of the designs right now for the units are really good. Especially since some of the redesigns as well. Like for instance, the Dread Knight looks really, really nice now.
Yeah, I agree.
Honestly, Stygian is just going to be the richest player in this tournament by this point. Like, I don't think we're gonna see again someone having 125k gold after picking up his army.
I have a reputation already.
Yeah. I mean, Zolzunia is doing things as well. She's in desert now. Pick up one of the Chilins, I think, from her towns, and looks like she's doing a research laboratory. Found Drums of War, which could be relevant. Let's choose to go back now. I mean, only 1 day left until she needs to get ready here. Picks up the Dwelling with Relocation. That's a smart play. Let's have decent artifacts, honestly, but I don't see any spells, though. That's going to be the main issue, I think. And then she's looking at potentially upgrading the Chillins as well. I mean, 75k gold could be enough if she gets enough alchemy dust, at least. Scorpion could see some design love, potentially. Maybe one day we'll see that. I think the main issue right now for Zolzunia is actually going to be spells. I don't see any. And that's going to be an issue. Will there be a classic and not a single hero tournament in the future? Also potentially, yes. And we are considering doing an open tournament at some point too. Not just an invitational one, so everyone will be able to join and play. But with the open tournaments, there's a lot more challenges, I guess, along with where to organize them, because it would have to, be for multiple regions. So we will be working on that. Okay, let's see. Stygian is now picking up all of his army. He's upgrading the Dread Knights as well by the looks of it. So he's gonna go and try to just win this fight on what he has. I don't think we're gonna see Stygian even attempting to go into desert at all, basically. He's just straight up full. I mean, he doesn't really need to win, in all fairness. He could try to just win the third fight here and not win this one. But I think he has so many Dread Knights that it won't matter. Open tournament equals love. Yeah. He's already on the last laws as well, which is really good. Debating if he goes for the levels of spell or if he wants the speed on terrain right now. He goes for the speed, okay. Looks like they both invested into flight, which is interesting. Stygian is now picking up his last Dread Knights. I don't think he upgraded the units yet, which is surprising. But these Dread Knights do an incredible amount of damage already. Oh, I understand what he wants to do. He's trying to get to the town there and upgrade that, I guess.
You mean upgrade the Dread Knights, yeah?
Yeah, I would assume so. Probably the Dread Knights and the Whites even, because he has 2 stacks of Whites right now. Looks like he's grabbing this Vampire Dwelling. And then let's see, Zolzunia is, I would presume, also getting ready to fight here. But the difference in army is just, 23 Chillins to 60 Dread Knights almost. It's just, I think the difference is too much.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a showcase of why early dwellings matter so much, especially when you have 2, right? It's a clear example here. Dusting the boots feels bad. Well, if she doesn't win this fight, it's over anyway, so she needs to. It's her only play, really. Does every fight here, grabs a bit more XP. Not really relevant right now, but where does she go? This is going to be the last turn, the very last turn. Looks to upgrade the Chillins here, so she will have upgraded Chillins as well, which can be very strong. 29. Okay, I mean, honestly, her army is good. Like, her army is really good still, but does it compare? To be fair, I think she was favored to win if she had also spells, but I don't think either of them have basically any spells here at all to really play on. I think Zolzunia only has Rewind Life that was relevant from the shrines that she picked. At least we will see Order soon. I predict easy 2-0 for Ordo. I mean, he's fighting Skane. Very strong opponent. We'll see. That's going to be a very good series here. And it will happen tomorrow, actually, around the same time. Then we have StygianOne. He did manage to get to the town. He did upgrade the Dread Knights and the Whites, and look at that army. What an insane army, considering he didn't even go into desert. He did not get the White 3. And he has 66 Dread Knights and 300 plus Whites here. 344 Whites. Wow. I mean, even the dogs. He has almost 200 dogs here. He kept so many over the game. Yeah. Very, very strong game from him. What can I say? It's very well played.
It's impressive, yeah.
Hollow Knights, Poggies. Yeah.
Well, this is the final battle, yeah?
If Zolzunia loses here, then yes. If she wins, there will be a third battle. The problem is, Stygian goes first with 66 knights that can reach the Chillins immediately here. He actually went for the inner song, and he's considering hitting with that because of the extra damage that the ability would give him. That is quite smart. I'm not sure if it works though, because it's not the adjacent one on the chillin technically.
He just goes on attacks.
He doesn't kill a lot, to
Yes.
be fair. Only 16 here.
He's powerful.
Kills another 5. 30 to 33. I mean, Zolzunia has better stats and technically the better hero because of the offense specialty here. So if she has a chance to kill these Red Knights, it's now. But I don't think she has a strong enough rewind life to actually bring the Chillins back. That's the problem. Let's see what she is considering here. No, okay. I mean, I'm looking at the damage numbers and they just don't.
Mm-hmm.
They
don't
just don't make a difference. I think Stygian just has too much army. This is way too much army. It's like 3 times higher, I think. Oh, okay. That's a lot of damage from these heroic strikes. I mean, she killed 30 Dread Knights in 1 turn and 100. Why? This is still damage. This is still a lot of damage. If she can somehow sustain this fight long enough, she might have a chance here. She may actually have a chance here.
Let's hope so.
Okay, Stygian rests a few Dread Knights. It's a little bit sad that Zolzunia did not get the first turn here. If she could have hit with 2 more heroic strikes, this would have been really relevant here. Doesn't really have any spell levels either from the looks of it. I think Stygian went for a soul coloring and he probably picked up the -1 level slow as well. So she will be struggling to have any levels on her spells here. Okay, the Chillins are gone. The Fawns are gone. Everything is dying.
He still stays strong.
I mean, at the end of the day, she put up a fight, a pretty strong one, I would say. This was a good army. This was a good game, but Stygian with 2 perfect games back to back. Not much you can do against that. She did kill a surprising amount of army, though. I mean, 40 Red Knights now, and also pretty much all of the Whites. That is good. Only the dogs were really a problem, but still too much for Stygian, I guess. Okay. This does mean, however, that we will have our first winner here. 3 Naiads left.
We can say so. Yes.
I think we can safely say that we have our first winner here. Congrats to StygianOne. He is the first one
Congrats.
to advance to the next phase. And very well played. Good luck.
Congrats, StygianOne.
Congrats and good luck next.
But good played, Zolzunia too.
Yes, very well played for Zolzunia as well.
Yeah.
Definitely impressive play there. Definitely. GG's
Oh.
well played. GG's well played. And yeah, for the next games in the tournament, we are going to have we are going to have Ordelops versus Kane tomorrow. It's going to start 2 p.m. CET, just like today. And then the next series will be, I believe, on Wednesday at 3 p.m. CET or 4 p.m. CET, but we will announce that soon. And I believe that one will be between Rito Sachs and Liluk. That's going to be the series after Ordelops and Skane. Pajama in the chat, Pog. Yep.
Really, really interesting to watch.
Yeah,
And
this was a very good series, very interesting, and I hope everyone learned something.
yeah, especially me, because as I said earlier, I don't get to play as much as I would like. So watching skilled players playing so is a good way of learning. So that was a very, very well played match. And thank you, Alex, for inviting me.
No problem. Honestly, thank you so much for joining us, Anna. And it's always been a pleasure to have you, working with you, have you with us on the devlogs as well and everywhere. So
It's a pleasure on my side too. Thank you.
yeah, that is all for today, guys. Thank you everyone for joining, and we will see you all tomorrow, I guess, for the next cast.
Yeah.
Hope everyone enjoyed the game, and GG's well played to StygianOne, our first player to win a match. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.